lifetime value of a client. Why it's important, how do we make sure we maximize it, and what most business owners are doing wrong. We'll talk about that right after this. All right, let's talk about lifetime value of a client. But first, let's start out with the mindset mistake that most business owners are making before they even get to considering lifetime value of a client. And that is, most business owners will treat a client or a prospect as a transaction, saying that someone has expressed an interest of being in your world. They say, hey, yes, I have that problem. Yes, I want the solution that you provide, and I want to talk to you to learn more about how I can work with you. And the business owner brings them in, has a discussion with them, and expects, hey, listen, the person is either going to work with me or they're not going to work with me. If they work with me, great, they're a client. If they don't work with me, thank you so much, take care, bye-bye. And that's where most business owners are missing lifetime value of a client. That's where it starts. There are many other areas, and we're going to talk about that as well. So what we're disregarding by treating a prospect as a transaction versus a relationship is that if that person comes into your world, or let's just say that person doesn't come into your world, who's to say that they won't come into your world a day later, a week later, a month later? That's very possible. They may come back a year later. They just may not have a need for what you provide right now, or it's just not a fit at this moment. So if we treat it as an open and shut case where, hey, you didn't work with me, take care, our relationship is over, we have just closed the lifetime value of this client. But we've also closed down a lot of other opportunity. We've closed down the opportunity for this person to come in as a client. We've closed down the opportunity for this person to become a repeat client, and we've closed down the possibility of this individual referring us friends, family, and future business. So if we take into account all that stuff, how much is that worth to you? Is it the one-time transaction, or are you looking at the bigger picture that this person is going to work with me once, twice, 10 times, and send over who knows how many referrals? So we have to look at this lifetime value of a client. And when we do that, we don't end up looking at each individual as a transaction. We end up looking at each individual as a relationship. And that's absolutely vital as we build our business. So please, when someone walks in that door and they decide that they're not ready just yet, or the transaction shouldn't happen just now, do not burn that bridge. Do not cut off that relationship, because they're in your world. They've started to like you. They've started to trust you, and that's why they're there. So allow them the opportunity to come back by continuing to do something that I'm going to talk about in another episode of Beer with Sameer, and that's to continue to educate them so they see you as the expert and they want to come back and work with you. And even if they don't, guess what? If you're seen as the expert, they're going to tell their friends, and they're going to tell their family that you're the guy or the gal to work with. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Beer with Sameer. If you enjoyed what you heard today, do me a favor and share this video. If you'd like me to answer one of your questions on an episode of Beer with Sameer, go to asksameer.com, enter your question, and I'll do my best to bring it up on one of the future episodes. Thanks for checking out this episode. Until next time, keep life simple and always remember to play.